Welcome back, guys, to a brand new Palworld news video. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about the future of Palworld, and today's topic is the end game content. Now, I've been having lots of people messaging me recently saying, Dom, what do you think can be coming with the end game content? Obviously, one of the confirmed things we know that's coming with end game content is going to be the raid bosses, which will be absolutely amazing. That was confirmed in the official Palworld roadmap that came out sometime last month in January. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it and seeing what stuff can happen. There's a great page on the Discord if you haven't actually joined the Palworld Discord, which is called Ideas, and I think it's called like Ideas and Wishes, which the devs take very seriously, and they really like that page to help out in development and new things to come to the game. So I recommend you joining the Discord if you want to come up with some of your ideas there. We're going to be reading through some really awesome ones today, ideas that have kind of been talked about, and one of the ideas as well actually got a response from the Palworld official Twitter the other day in my video, which we talked about. But yeah, so I hope you guys do enjoy today's video. If you do, make sure to smash that like button, and please consider subscribing to the channel as we're on the road to 250,000 subscribers. My Discord as well is always linked below. We launched it last week, and we're coming up to nearly, I think we're like 25 members off 500. So come meet this amazing community we've got building here. Link will be in the description. Anyway, let's get on with the video. So as I said, raid bosses is confirmed, but this is called level 50 only PvP island and dojo/arena system for endgame content. Now, something like this has already been confirmed as well in the roadmap, which is the PAL PvP arena, but this is a really great idea that I've been talking about. And anyway, so this is a two-part suggestion, a way to get some fun and satisfying endgame content with some purpose via graduating to a separate and new PvP island where only endgame level 50 players can choose to go, which does another favor to the game to help avoid some of the worst toxic stuff that comes with PvP by having a separate dedicated PvP space that keeps new players from just being in any trouble, you know, dropping into high-level players, and should any griefers that choose to bully new players to the server by removing the opportunity. It does guarantee some skill and challenge for the PvP island to keep things interesting for players and guilds, which would almost certainly flourish here. Now, one thing, I think the PAL PvP arena side of things should always be a thing for everyone right from the beginning, but I definitely thought this sort of level 50 only place could be quite cool. It's a great idea. So to enable the hyperviolence that's likely to unfold on this level 50 only island, it should be abundant with equally good base spots. So finding a base of metal, quartz, coal and sulfur should be the norm in this special place to enable PvP while letting players skip the grind, because players will certainly be going down. The island could have a series of arenas for PAL duels, and specifically a living league of the best players on the server who specialize in PAL duels. Now, this is something I've talked about many times for the game, which I think would help it grow so much, because if they had some sort of like progression system, leaderboard type thing, it would be so cool in your own like sort of arena. Each of the guilds would also have the option to build a special building called a dojo, where PAL battling could happen between guild members and outsiders, akin to hosting their own gym. You could fight the guild leader for a reward in gold and dojo XP, a separate level which enables players to show off their dojo battling expertise and build increasingly better tiers of the dojo. Maybe wood, stone/cement and metal, which could show off a guild's skill. So this would be, yeah, really awesome. I think this is something that I've said is, for me, is a complete like no-brainer when it comes to the future update for this game. You know, the fact of where players can battle and constantly grind to become the best, sort of, you know, like how Pokemon has their gyms. That kind of thing would be fantastic in Palworld, and I really, really want to see it. All that should add some satisfying endgame content for experienced players and address the issue of how to implement PvP in a satisfying way. For PvE only servers, perhaps one public arena can be added to the base island, and that's where players can earn enough dojo XP to start building their own dojos. Now, I don't think, I mean, I could be wrong with this idea. I don't think it's a good idea to be able to build your own one. I mean, you guys may think I'm different, but I feel like what would make it even more exciting with this idea is to have certain dojos around the map that are built into the server as you spawn in already. And these are like places that you can go, gyms, if you want to call it that way, to battle your pals. And I feel like it will really build you up to that exciting, I'm heading there now, to the special arena where we all fight, which we know pal arenas are coming already. I'm just talking about how this could work. And then you go in there, you enter with what pals you want to fight, and some of your best ones. And they could also have, like, you can link certain ones together. So let's say you use like ice, or let's say you use like water or anything like that, in a way that you can link them together to use freeze attacks, or all of that stuff, and maybe different pals benefit each other to do better attacks. And I don't know, but maybe it'll be a turn-based thing. What do you guys think about that? But I really think this could be fantastic. Not even just endgame content, like it could be something that you can do maybe after you unlock from like level 25 onwards or something. I think that could be really cool. Now, a couple of days ago, I was about to say yesterday, I think it was a couple of days ago, Palworld responded to a message which pretty much just said, it's in my other video, my last Palworld video I talked about, and they responded to someone that's saying, pals can help you out in your base. How cool would it be if they could operate vehicles? And someone actually put something together called Vehicles and Base Transportation System. So how would vehicles add to the game? Well, for a starter, it would add some endgame content. Constructing vehicles would require many top-tier materials and perhaps an introduction to new mechanics, like gasoline. We already saw the sled in that Palworld vid. That would be a good starter vehicle for earlier game. Now, this was actually meant to be in the last version before they moved over to Unreal Engine, where the direwolves were pulling sleds along, which could transport different materials. Again, really cool. Number 2, is it just for us, or pals can use it too? Of course, we should make it where not every single pal could drive a vehicle, but I'm thinking maybe pals like the cats or the Lambo, or ones that you don't use as much after early game. We could even make it to where specific types drive specific vehicles, like the example below. So cars equals normal type, large trucks equals ground type, boats and water vehicles equals water type, snowmobile for icy terrains equals ice type, tanks equals fire type, planes and helicopters equals air type. This one's tricky as air types can fly. We could even add a whole new trait that allows for efficiently how efficiently a pal can drive a vehicle, like mining or farming. Now, I guess, yeah, the point from here is an interesting one, because you're kind of at the point where you're thinking, what types of vehicles would fit in the game well. Like planes and helicopters, I guess maybe could be a little bit too overpowered, and how many resources is that going to take for an update when you've already got flyers? I don't know whether it's that type of game. I don't know. I definitely think vehicles have a place in the game. That's my opinion. Some people may disagree, but I mean, I don't really care too much about the vehicles, but if they did come, I'd be happy with it. I feel like a lot of pals offer you transport in their own way, and I think vehicles could potentially get rid of the idea of just using your pals for transportation. In Ark, if comparing it to it, I guess it doesn't, because people do use their tames to move around, but there are different vehicles in Ark that you can use, such as the skiff, and your rafts. So yeah, I do think they could find themselves a place in the game. So, number 3, what's the point of a pal driving a vehicle, and how would this help us? This isn't about you exploring necessarily. Okay, that sort of is the point that I was talking about. That's what mounts are for. This is for your base. Having vehicles could allow some for transportation of materials between bases. Some vehicles, like the car, can go short distances quickly. Others, like the plane, are good for when the terrain is not so easy to go through from one base to another. Trucks could be transport for large amounts of items, and the list goes on. Snowmobiles may be a vehicle for the hot places on the map, wouldn't undergo damage as they could cross the terrain. And 4, how would this work with base building? So with vehicles comes construction, aspect of road system from base to base, road, bridges, traffic signs, gas stations and hotels to refuel, and feed pals who are driving it. And airports. Wow, that's even going even more crazier than I thought. We're literally talking about airports in Palworld. I mean, I think obviously a lot of the stuff is really sort of like, it's far-fetched. It's quite a lot to go on straight from this. And I feel like if they were ever to do these types of updates, I don't think they'd come for a very long time. I feel like that we've been told they're working on the future content already. I feel like that we'll be starting with the simple stuff such as the Palworld arenas and the endgame raid bosses and things like that. But I definitely thought this stuff was good to go off, and future stuff that people can look forward to, and I'm really looking forward to it personally. So I hope you guys are as well, and I'm sure you've got many ideas of what you'd like to come to the game for end game content. I just feel like they could take this wherever they want. This is the thing that I like about this ideas and wishes page, is the fact that, and what I like about the game as a whole, is you can take any sort of decision. It's an open world survival game, with powers and, weapons and items, and they could literally take this where they want. They've got that element of Pokemon in there where they can do like progression base PvP arenas. They can, add more stuff for travel. There's so many different directions they can take it, and I feel like that's why I'm really excited to see what they decide to do with the game. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, smash that like button. Let me know some of your thoughts and feelings and some of your ideas in the comment section. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Come and join the Discord. The link will be in the description. And I'll see you guys in my next video very soon. See you guys then.